Welcome back to Beyond The Shahada Podcast. I'm Bree Shaaban. If this is your first time listening, welcome to your new village. Today we're diving into a follow-up from last week's episode. If you haven't already listened to it, I highly recommend you go back, catch up, and then join us here. To recap, we talked about learning to connect and grow your relationship with Allah and the spiritual high you're riding after becoming Muslim. So what happens when these feelings start to change? Does it mean you're not a good Muslim? Have you lost your connection to Allah? Let's get into it. You took your Shahada, learned how to pray, and every prayer felt like a direct line to Allah. That feeling of peace, that moment where the rest of the world just fades away, it's incredible, isn't it? Or maybe I'm describing something that feels completely foreign to you. Maybe you're sitting there thinking, I've never felt that way. Does that mean something's wrong with me? Here's the real question. Do these feelings actually determine how close or far you are from Allah? Let's start with this. Feeling connected and being connected are two very different things. Just because you don't feel that spiritual high doesn't mean you're not connected to Allah. Think about it like this. When you give charity or give someone a gift you know they'll love, yes, it's a good deed, but it's also something that makes you feel good, right? That sense of fulfillment is a beautiful bonus, but it's not the sole purpose. The real purpose is doing it for the sake of Allah. For example, let's say you're cooking dinner for your whole family. It feels like just another routine task, right? But when you shift your mindset and begin to think, I'm doing this for the sake of Allah, suddenly that mundane task becomes an act of worship. You're not just making spaghetti, you're worshipping Allah. Think about it. Every action you take, no matter how small, can become an act of worship if you do it with the right intention. And when you reframe your mind and start intentionally doing things to please Allah, that's when you build the strongest connection. Smiling at your spouse, feeding or playing with your children, even sleeping or practicing self-care. These can all be acts of worship when your intention is for Allah. Another thing that plays a huge role in whether we feel connected or not is our mental and physical health. If you're struggling with depression, anxiety, burnout, or exhaustion, it's going to affect your spiritual state. And let me be very clear, this is not a sign of weak faith. It's a sign that you're human. In fact, taking care of both your mental and physical health is compulsory for us. So if you need to rest, seek therapy, or just take a step back to heal, please know that it's not just okay, it's necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Imagine you work out regularly. Some days you're pumped, motivated, and ready to smash your workout. Other days you feel zero excitement and drag yourself through the motions. But you do it anyway because you know it's good for you. And guess what? Those days when you show up, especially when you don't feel like it, are often the days that count the most. It's the same with prayer. Praying when you have no desire, when your heart feels heavy, is like showing up to the gym on your hardest day. It's not about the feeling, it's about the commitment. Allah didn't leave you. You just feel disconnected, and that's okay. Keep showing up even when it's hard, because that's where the real connection happens. Going back to mental health for a minute, when someone comes to us and tells us they're struggling or they feel like they're a terrible Muslim, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Read Quran, study Islam, pray more? I must admit I can be guilty of this too. But please remember, no matter how well-intentioned your advice is, if someone is mentally struggling and feels like any extra step is beyond their capacity, this kind of advice can actually cause more harm than good. So if that's not always the right advice, what else can we say? Go back to the mindset. Remind them that praying 5 times a day, eating healthy, getting enough sleep, and taking care of your family are all acts of worship. And every person can only do what's within their capacity. At the end of the day, it's not your responsibility to bring them back. You can guide and advise, but you cannot force someone to connect with Allah. Sometimes, no matter how good our intentions are, we can end up pushing them in the opposite direction. Everyone has their unique journey written for them by Allah. Your job is to focus on your connection, your journey, and trust that Allah's plan is better. So I guess what I'm really trying to say is genuine connection isn't about the highs or the feelings. It's about showing up even when it's hard. It's about reframing your actions as worship. It's about being mindful and present in what you're already doing. It's about saying, "This is for you, Allah," in the everyday moments. It's about understanding that Allah is always there, even when you don't feel Him. And it's about taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually, because that's how you stay strong in your faith. The next time you're folding laundry, driving to work, or even scrolling through your phone, pause for a second and shift your intention. Think, how can I turn this into an act of worship? Maybe it's by being grateful for the clothes you have, by listening to something beneficial while you drive, or by using your phone to send a kind message to someone who needs it. Actions are judged by intentions, and every person will be rewarded according to what they intended. That means even the smallest actions, when done sincerely for Allah, can bring the greatest rewards. So keep showing up, even when it's hard, because that's where the real connection happens. Building a new habit takes time, so don't focus on being perfect, just aim for consistency. When you act consistently and intentionally, turning everyday actions into worship, you'll start to see your connection with Allah grow. It's like planting a seed. You water it daily, even when you can't see the growth, and over time it begins to blossom. As you build these habits, you'll find yourself moving forward, growing stronger, and adding more acts of worship naturally. You'll start to realize that worship isn't confined to the mosque or the prayer mat. It's in the everyday moments, the small acts of love and service, the quiet intentions that only Allah sees. And that's where some of the best rewards are hidden. So take it one step at a time, keep showing up, keep building, and watch how your connection with Allah deepens day by day. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope you'll join us on the next one. At the moment, I'm releasing episodes weekly every Friday, God willing. I'd love for you to subscribe or follow wherever you're listening to this podcast, or you can follow along on YouTube at Beyond The Shahada Podcast. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.